Welcome to the We Guard Cleveland podcast with me, your host, Casey Howard. We are back. Sorry I haven't been posting lately. Just had a lot going on. Hope you guys understand. But yeah, I'm back and I'm gonna keep producing content for you guys. Please like and subscribe and turn on your notifications to help the channel grow. Yeah. So let's get started. So as you guys have probably heard, Terry Francona has retired from being the manager of the Guardians. He was our coach for 11 years, and he was a great manager. So I'm doing a series. Episodes come out every Saturday. This is episode 1, in which we go over the timeline of Terry Francona with the Guardians and go over his best moments. So this is episode 1. Thank You Tito, the path to Game 7. So as you can see by the title, we're starting in going over their 2016 season, which is a big deal for the Guardians. It's probably Tito's best, most known season with the Guardians, which showed how good of a manager he really was. So I want to go over that real quick. So in 2016, the Cleveland Guardians had a great season. They went 94-67 in the regular season and won their division. They had a really good start to the season. Towards the middle of the season, they struggled a bit more, but they didn't do bad. It's just they were doing so good, and then they just dropped a little. But it was probably mostly because of injuries. But then at the end of the season, they got healthy again and did really well, winning their division. And Terry Francona did a great job of managing the team. So some of the top players in the regular season for the Guardians were Jose Ramirez, who played third base and left field for them. Before the season started, Jose Ramirez transitioned from being a second baseman to the outfield. Here is his rookie baseball card. As a rookie, he was a second baseman. So, but he did a really good start of the year as a left fielder. At the All-Star break, right before the All-Star break, third baseman Juan Uribe got a season-ending injury, so they moved Jose Ramirez to third base, which is now the position he still plays today, so that turned out to be a very good fit. He also led the team in batting average with a .312 average, and led the team in doubles with 46 doubles. The next key player during this season was Corey Kluber. Corey Kluber led the Guardians' pitching staff, which was very efficient throughout the season. Kluber maintained the role of being the ace pitcher. Kluber did not talk much in interviews. He was a man of few words, but his play on the field spoke for itself. He led the Guardians in ERA, wins, strikeouts, innings pitched, and complete games. The last guy on the list is also a pitcher. He was our closer, Cody Allen. He pitched great, got 32 saves, and only blew 3 saves, which is really good. Allen and Terry Francona are still good friends to this day, and he is one of Francona's favorite players that he coached. So now let's get into the playoffs. So the Guardians played the Red Sox in the first round of the playoffs. They swept the Boston Red Sox. That was a very big game for Tito Francona. He did a great job at coaching, and that was one of the big series in his career because that was where he was the head coach before Cleveland. And I guess you could call it a Terry Francona revenge series. He did a really good job at game planning. He really game planned really well against the Red Sox, and motivated his players, and they executed for him during the series. So I don't want to spend a ton of time on that, but because we have a lot more to cover here. But now we're going to move on to the Tampa Bay Rays series, which was a very big series for the Guardians. Before we move on, I forgot about one quick thing. I want to show you guys, this is Fenway dirt. It's some of the what they play on in Fenway Park. I got it from a fan who went to Fenway, who gave their friends, who gave me this. I thought I'd show you guys that since we were talking about the Red Sox. But like I said, we're moving on. So the Guardians versus the Blue Jays. The Cleveland Guardians won the series in 5 games because of great pitching. The Guardians pitching staff dominated. They gave up a total of 8 runs in 5 games, which is really good. Some of the pitchers that dominated for Cleveland were 2-time Cy Young Award winner Corey Kluber. Here's a bobblehead of him there. He's holding his 2 Cy Young Awards, which he won in 2014 and 2017. We got Andrew Miller. We got a bobblehead of him as well. He was with us for 2 years, and he was a big role in the bullpen for those 2 years, which we did really good in. Cody Allen, who I mentioned earlier in the video, there's his card. Josh Tomlin. Brian Shaw. Brian Shaw is also one of Tito's favorite players, and he coached him really good. He pitched the 3rd most games in his career for Guardians history. So Brian Shaw is a big deal in the Guardians, and Tito Francona was a big reason why he had the opportunity to pitch so long and well for the Guardians. And then Ryan Merritt and Dan Otero also pitched very well for the Guardians. So now let's move on to the 2016 World Series, which some people say was the best World Series in MLB history. So we know that it's really hard to get to the World Series, and it takes a really good coach, a really good team. Everything has to be perfect. So this is one of the big deals in Terry Francona's coaching career. So, they're playing the Chicago Cubs, who are a very good team. And this was a great series. So let's start out with Game 1. So in Game 1, the Cleveland Guardians won 6-0. Corey Kluber pitched 6 scoreless innings and got 9 strikeouts for the Guardians. There is Corey again. Andrew Miller pitched 2 scoreless innings and recorded 3 strikeouts. And Cody Allen finished the game with 3 strikeouts in the 9th inning. So, also on the offensive side of the ball, Francisco Lindor, we have his baseball card here, was 3 for 4. Jose Ramirez was 3 for 4 with an RBI. Roberto Perez was 2 for 4 with 2 home runs and 4 RBIs. I have actually got to meet him, and he signed this baseball for me. And I just wanted to say a fun fact now about Jose Ramirez, because I mentioned he was one of the players that did really good in this game. Jose Ramirez was the only player who played for Terry Francona all 11 years that he was head coach of the Cleveland Guardians. And I just wanted to bring that up because he had a really good World Series and a really good year, and he was just a great player for Tito, so I wanted to bring that up. Now let's move on to Game 2. In Game 2, the Cleveland Guardians lost 5-1. The Guardians' offense really struggled against Cubs pitcher Jake Arrieta. The only player who got multiple hits in the whole game was Mike Napoli, but Chicago Cubs pitcher Jake Arrieta really dominated the Cleveland offense. Zach McAllister struggled on the bullpen, and the defense had some struggles, but this just wasn't a good game for Tito Francona and the Cleveland Guardians. In Game 3, the Guardians won 1-0. This was a very low-scoring game all around. The Guardians' offense left a lot of runners on base in scoring position. The only run scored during the game was Michael Martinez scored on an RBI single by Coco Crisp. Francisco Lindor and Jose Ramirez each got 2 hits for the Guardians. Jason Kipnis, Roberto Perez, and Tyron Naquin also each had a hit. It was a great combined shutout pitching game from Josh Tomlin, Brian Shaw, Andrew Miller, and Cody Allen. Terry Francona did a great job of how he used his pitchers during this game based on their innings. He didn't leave anybody in for too long, but he also didn't pull anybody too quickly. And this was just a great win all around for the Guardians, and now they are winning the World Series 2-1. So now in Game 4, the Cleveland Guardians won 7-2. A great pitching performance by Corey Kluber sparked the offense to score 7 runs. Some key offensive players were Jason Kipnis, who went 3 for 5 with a home run and 3 RBIs. Francisco Lindor went 2 for 4 with an RBI. Carlos Santana went 3 for 4 with a home run and an RBI. Corey Kluber also recorded a hit and was 1 for 2 and scored a run. So, a great game for the Guardians there. We are up 3-1, and we just need one more win to be the World Series champions. But one win is the hardest to get, and it may even be impossible to get. Now, we're moving on to Game 5. The Guardians lost 3-2. This was a hard-fought, low-scoring game for both teams. Trevor Bauer struggled on the mound. He gave up 3 runs in 4 innings of work. He was coming off injury. I think Tito probably should have waited to start him, but I don't really think it would have made a difference. This was just a hard-fought game all around. If I was Tito, I probably would have started Ryan Merritt or Mike Clevenger instead, who they've been using out of the bullpen. But they did use Clevenger, Brian Shaw, and Cody Allen in the bullpen, and they pitched 5 innings of work. And they kept the Guardians in it. On offense, Rajai Davis was 2 for 4 and scored a run for Cleveland. Francisco Lindor was 1 for 4 with an RBI. And Jose Ramirez was 1 for 4 with a solo home run. So now the Cubs come back, but the Guardians are still winning 3-2. So if the Guardians win this game, they will be World Series champions. So let's move on to Game 6. The Guardians lost 9-3 to the Chicago Cubs, which tied up the series. This was just an awful game all around for the Guardians. Josh Tomlin pitched horrible. He couldn't even get out of the 3rd inning. Dan Otero and Mike Clevenger also gave up runs from the bullpen as well. Jason Kipnis had another really good game for the Guardians on offense, but no one else really showed up. So yeah, it was just a terrible game all around. So now we're going to go over the situation we're in right now. The series is tied 3-3, and going into Game 7, whoever wins will be the 2016 World Series champion, in which might have been the greatest World Series of all time. Game 7 might have been, in the 2016 World Series, might have been the greatest baseball game ever played in history. It's definitely the greatest baseball game for the Guardians in history. So I'm actually going to, for episode 2, I will broadcast this game via a video, which I will leave in the link in the description so you can follow along with my broadcast. So basically, it'll look like I'm broadcasting a game from here. You won't get to watch the game, but I'll leave the link to the game that I'm watching while I broadcast. So this video is going to look like a 3-hour long video. And most of you guys aren't going to watch a 3-hour long video, but it's not really a video. I would say it's me streaming the game. So you might not watch it right away, but it is a way where you could, it's like a history thing where you could re-listen to, I guess, me broadcasting what might be one of the greatest games in NFL history. I mean, MLB history. Sorry, my bad. I'm in football mode right now. But, And so I'm going to leave the link for the game in the description that I'm going to be broadcasting it to. And I'm just going to do it like a play-by-play like you would see on a normal thing. But that will be next Saturday for episode 2. Thanks for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe once again and turn on those notifications to help the channel grow. Please let your friends know about this channel. We want more viewers, the better. If you have any feedback for me as well, if you know me or run into me at any time, let me know for new video ideas. But for now, Casey is out.